Hey guys, Abby here. Just wanted to show you this new podcast marketing technique that I'm going to be using to market products, services, affiliate offers, whatever it is, that I have out there for my websites in order to drive traffic to those product services and affiliate offers to generate money. And so this is a cool new tool. Now I saw this probably like a month or two ago, but I never actually did anything with it. It's called NotebookLM. It's completely free. So if you just go to NotebookLM and Google and just sign in with your Google account or create a Google account, whatever you need to do, when you come to this page right here, and basically what this is going to do is it's going to allow you to input resources, and then it's going to create a podcast, a back and forth from the information that you give it. So one of the cool things I want to show you guys is I actually put together an entire podcast for the training I did this week with our Facebook group, which if you want to join the group, that link will be in the bottom. You guys can get access to all of my tools and resources right here. And then the free weekly trainings at 1 o'clock on Wednesdays, you can just join this Facebook group and get access to that. And then I list all the events that we have. We've had them like every Wednesday. So all of these, I do them completely free. And I go over cool stuff like this that I find throughout the week that people can implement to market their businesses. So the idea behind podcast marketing is going to be putting resources in. Maybe you have some, I'm going to open this one. This is the one that I did on the call. It's on influencer marketing and the input that I gave it. So here's one of the pieces of input that I gave this software. It's how to become an influencer in 9 steps. It's this blog post right here. I just copied this link and then I came over to Notebook and I added it. And then I also went and found how to master influencer marketing in 2024. So this is more from a business perspective in a YouTube video that I had found online that had to do with my topic as well. So what I did is I added these 2 resources, and then I did chat with this just a little bit. So what this actually did, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and load this. So it gathered all of these things. And then what I was able to do is there was a button right here that said generate. And what it did was it literally took the resources, analyzed it, broke it down, and then it did a 2-way back and forth podcast style presentation of that information. And it gave me an 18-minute podcast. And the way this came out was so cool. I'm just going to play just a little bit of it to show you how it starts. And then I'm going to show you some of the opportunities in this and what I did to implement getting like ad spots put in the podcast. And then how I uploaded it to YouTube, all that good stuff, to where the more people that listen to the podcast and hear, click the link below, and then I'll have a product or a service that I am promoting within the podcast that will, obviously direct them to go click the button. So let's just listen to the first 30 seconds.
All right, ready to dive in. Today, we're tackling the world of social media influencers.
Ooh, yes. I love this topic.
Me too.
Okay.
We've got some great stuff to work with this time, actually.
Oh, tell me more.
Well, you guys sent in some really interesting sources. We've got an article from Buy Social Traffic.
Okay.
Yeah, they're great. And this article is all about how to actually become an influencer, like a step-by-step guide.
Nice.
And then, to get the other side of the story, we've got a HubSpot YouTube video.
HubSpot, the marketing giant.
The very same. And they're looking at influencer marketing from the business side. So it's like getting the inside scoop from both sides of the equation.
I like it. It's like a 360-degree view of the whole influencer landscape.
Exactly. And what's so cool is even though these sources come from totally different perspectives, they both highlight one crucial thing.
What's that?
Trust.
And that was the first 50 seconds. So it basically took the 2 pieces of content that I gave it, talked about what each of those are going to be, and then set the podcast up to obviously talk the whole 18 minutes. Now, as I listened to this, I realized that let's see, I'm going to go fast forward this. I'm going to show you that. So I think if the podcasts are long enough, what they actually do is they say, hey, we'll be right back after this break. And that is a great segue to insert some sort of ad that promotes the product, service, affiliate product that you want to promote. So I'm hoping people can kind of see like the potential of this, that if you are producing good content, good podcasts, and you're uploading them to podcast platforms or to YouTube. YouTube is becoming one of the biggest podcasting platforms out there, and people will listen to it in the background. If you get people listening in the background, you can insert your ads promoting products. So at 8, let me see, it's at 8:40. Yeah, 8:45. Listen to this part where it cuts in for an ad break.
Explore the business perspective on all things influencer. Stay tuned.
Okay. See how it said stay tuned. So she was basically setting up, we'll be right back to talk about this. Stay tuned. Well, at that point, I was like, I should put an actual ad right there. So I actually created an ad, which I am going to show in just a minute. I'm going to show you guys how I did that. And then also, let's see, it's at minute 15:28. They do another ad break. So like, let's set this up. Here we go. So
well said. Okay, I think we've given our listeners a lot to think about, but don't worry, we're not done yet. We'll be back in a moment to wrap up our influencer deep dive and leave you with some final thoughts to ponder.
Oh, there's another ad break. So you can insert either a sponsored ad, you could sell ad space. Like I've got some big ideas for this of just ways to generate and get paid. You create podcasts and then you get somebody to pay you $15 to insert their ad within the podcast. I mean, obviously, the more popular the podcast, the more you can charge. But that's just an example of when you're getting started. Like, hey, do you want a permanent ad spot within our podcast? As we grow, more and more people are going to be hearing this, and they're going to be hearing about your business because we're going to insert your ad. So I didn't know much about inserting a podcast ad. So what I did is I went over here to Chat GPT, and I said, I need to create an ad snippet that will be read during a podcast ad break. What do you need to know for me to write, or for you to write this? Because I didn't know, so I just asked Chat GPT. You tell me what you need so that you can write me an ad. So it says to craft a compelling ad snippet for the podcast, it'd be helpful to know. And then it gave me these 6 things to answer so that it could come up with an ad. So once I have these details, I will create the snippet. So I basically answered and I said, hey, I'm going to create an influencer starter kit. So I'm going to create some sort of kit that will tell them, hey, go grab, if you're looking to be an influencer and you need help getting started, go get our influencer starter kit. It's $47. Click the link below. Whatever I end up pricing it. I didn't put a price or anything, but what I did do was I wanted it to have a promo code podcast so they could get 10% off, so that I would know people who listen to the podcast and use that promo code. I obviously knew the traffic came from the podcast. So that's kind of how I'm going to track it. So when I create this product, either make a funnel or just have like a checkout, like here's everything you get in our starter kit. You can purchase it now for $47. If they use a promo code podcast, get 10% off. I'm going to know, great, this came from that podcast marketing I was doing. So this is going to be a really cool hack for you guys. It is going to be where you can get completely free voiceover reading your ad snippet. So check this out. So here is the podcast they came up with, and here is the written ad. Now I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, I want to slice in this ad being read, but I don't necessarily want to be the one to read it, which you could just record a voice memo and simply start reading this, like, hey, aspiring influencers, if you're ready to grow your following and actually start earning from your social media, you need the influencer starter kit, and then literally refer them to the link. But watch what you can do with Chat GPT. There's this button right here that says read aloud. So I was thinking to myself, like, I wonder how good these voices are. So when I clicked this, I was like, I could just record this when it's reading and insert that into my video. So here, I'm going to play this once and just have it read aloud so that you guys can hear it.
Here's a podcast ad script based on your details. Host voiceover. Hey, aspiring influencers. If you're ready to grow your following and actually start earning from your social media, you need the Influencer Starter Kit. This kit isn't some one-size-fits-all guide. We create a personalized plan just for you and even offer done-for-you services to help you get there faster. Skip the trial and error and build your influence with a real strategy that works. Click the link in the description and use promo code PODCAST to get 10% off at checkout. That's podcast for 10% off the Influencer Starter Kit. It's time to turn your passion into profit.
That is a pretty good voiceover. Like, I actually really liked it. So what I did was I actually just used this little voice memo thing. And what I did was I hit play. I let it read this. I let it read host voiceover. And then I hit record. As soon as it was done saying host voiceover, there was a pause. I hit record. And then it read this entire thing and I got the recording of it. And then what I'm doing with that audio file is I took it and I just sliced it in at the 2 points in the podcast where they were referring, we'll be right back, or right after this break. Whatever they say is where I sliced that ad in. And I am going to show you the finished product, but I also wanted to show you that ChatGPT has about 8 voices, I think. I'll count them in just a second. But so this is the default voice that I just played for you guys. But if you actually wanted to change the voice, you can come up here to like where your little icon is and you can hit settings, and then you want to come in here to speech, and then right here where it says voice, check this out. This is the default. It's Ember, but look at it. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more voices that you could sample to see if you liked. So you can hit the next one, and then all you have to do is hit play to hear it.
Hi there. Nice to meet you. I'm excited to help you get things done. Let's get started.
And then you can go test another one.
Hi, glad to meet you. I think we're going to do great work together. Where should we start?
And then, you just will have to test these out, and whatever one you end up liking.
Hi there. I just want to share how thrilled I am to work with you, and I can't wait to get started. So what's the game plan?
Right, so say I liked that, you would just keep that there. And then when you come back over here to play it, it's now going to be that new voice.
Here's a podcast ad script based on your details. Hey, aspiring influencers. If you're ready to grow your following and actually start earning from your social media, you need the Influencer Starter Kit.
So you could play with those and see which voice you like, and whatever one you like, you just record that. And then you can take that audio file and slice it in. Now, yeah, I use iMovie because it's just really easy to use. But like Windows, they have like Movie Maker, I think, or CapCut. I think there's free versions of that. You can find some free software to slice and dice your stuff that you need, or you can pay an editor, something to that effect as well. Like I said, if you need help with anything like that, grab my tools and resources, in the link or whatever, and I'll send you this. Join the Facebook group and start collaborating with people. There's people in the group that will do it. Also, I've got virtual assistants that can help out too. And then obviously, I do coaching, I do all that stuff if people need help with the stuff, but this is the stuff we do day to day, and we can answer your questions quickly on how to get these things going. And so that's how I sliced it in. Now, what I'm going to actually show you now is, let's see. So now we have the full podcast, and then I downloaded this. So you click this thing and you just hit download, and it's going to download into an MP3 file, 18-minute file. I threw it into my iMovie, and from there, I sliced in these 2 ad audio clips, and then I'm going to show you guys the finished product of what it actually produced. So I'm going to actually go over, I'll just show it because I've got the link over here. This is, obviously the group you guys can join if you'd like to. But I posted this for my group, and I just said, hey guys, here's the finished product from the training that we did yesterday. And then I was letting them know, I found a way to do free voiceovers with ChatGPT. And then I just gave them the minute mark where the ads were, so that they could listen to the first couple minutes and then cut to that point to see how I did that. So I'm going to actually show you the full podcast right now. So I loaded it.
All right, ready to dive in today.
See, I loaded it to my business or my faceless social media blog site. And the idea with this is to create podcasts around the information that's on my site and then lead them back to an affiliate product or lead them back to a product that we sell, a digital product or a service that we do for people. So the more views that this gets, the more people that listen to it, the more people are going to click the link in the description. Now, I don't even have the product up yet for the starter kit, but that's what I'll work on this weekend and add that to that. And then I will get some promotion to this podcast so that we can start driving traffic and getting some sales from that, which I will continuously update and tell people how that goes. So this is the finished product. I'll just play a few seconds and then I'll skip to the ad to show you how it flows in there.
But we're tackling the world of social media influencers.
Ooh, yes. I love this topic.
Me too.
Okay.
We've got some great stuff to work with this time, actually.
Oh, tell me more.
Well, you guys sent in some really interesting sources.
Wait to dive in.
Okay, so this is where I've sliced the first ad. So in a couple seconds, it'll say like, we'll be right back or whatever it says. And then you're going to hear the ad start up.
There. But first, we need to take a quick break. We'll be back in a moment to explore the business perspective on all things influencer. Stay tuned.
Hey, aspiring influencers. If you're ready to grow your following and actually start earning from your social media, you need the Influencer Starter Kit. This kit isn't some one-size-fits-all guide. We create a personalized plan just for you and even offer done-for-you services to help you get there faster. Get the trial and error and build your influence with a real strategy that works. Click the link in the description and use promo code PODCAST to get 10% off at checkout. That's PODCAST, 10% off the Influencer Starter Kit. It's time to turn your passion into profit.
Okay, we're back and ready.
See how it's pretty cool. It sliced right in and then it's like, all right, we're back. That's pretty cool. And then I did it, obviously, again, I think it's going to be around the 16 minute mark is where I think it will be. Let's see.
Yet. We'll be back in a moment to wrap up our influencer deep dive and leave you with some final thoughts to ponder.
Hey, aspiring influencers. If you're ready to grow your following and actually...
Yep, and it starts the ad again, and then when they come back up, we're back. And it's just really cool to kind of do that. And then what I will do is as soon as the product is done, I am going to put in the Influencer Starter Kit in the link below to where at checkout, there will be a coupon code that they can put in for podcast to get 10% off of it. I'm going to know every single person that buys the starter kit. I'm going to know if they came from this podcast or if they came from other marketing, depending on if they use that promo code. So hopefully you guys are starting to get some ideas of ways that if you're promoting a specific product or a specific program online, you could create podcasts and conversation around these products, post them to a faceless YouTube channel. You don't even have to get on camera. You can post them, optimize them so that when people are even looking for questions. So that's the other thing with here. Like, look at this. You can actually click this. So the information, I actually clicked FAQ right here and it created me this entire FAQ. So you can actually look, you can create content out of the questions that have come up. This will give you ideas for more content. I actually did a study guide. This is the study guide results that came up. You can come in here and you can do a table of contents, which would obviously organize the content that they're a briefing doc, a timeline. All of this stuff can be created from that audio, and you can create more and more content around whatever product, service, or affiliate program that you're trying to promote. You can put content out there that answers these questions, that has conversations, that intrigues people to listen to the type of business that you're involved in, or something like that, to where then you just have those ad spots say, click the link below if you'd like a free trial, if you'd like whatever your pitch is. You will customize your podcast, and I will give you guys these prompts. I mean, there's not much to the prompt. Typing something like this in, I like doing this a lot with ChatGPT. Instead of give me a podcast ad script on blank, that doesn't give them much context. So I like to ask ChatGPT, like, what do you need from me to give me what I want? And then they asked me these questions, and I literally just answered them. And then it came up with, obviously, the ad script. And then I was like, oh, I need to go find a voice and get a voiceover. And then I thought to myself, what's this little button? I was like, wait, this thing will read it. And then when I heard it, I was like, these are actually really good voices. And then I looked up how, like, if they had more voices, and I figured out how to change up. I just played in the settings and I found it. And so you can have up to 9 different voices for different ad reads. So, and you can actually, if you have a specific something written that you want back, you can actually tell ChatGPT, can you rewrite this back to me in your own words or something like that? And then it will just put it back on the thing, and then you can just have it read. So it's kind of cool what you can do. You just got to start playing with this stuff to kind of understand how all that works. And so I'll link to the finished product and everything so you guys can see that. But if you like this video and you want to see more content like this, like, subscribe, do all that cool thing. I answer all the questions in there. And then also get my tools and resources and come join the Facebook group. We have a few hundred people over here. And we get on every Wednesday and collaborate. I do a lot of training. It's all completely free. So I'm trying to help people build their businesses. And this is one of the great ways I think people will do very well getting traffic with this method if they implement it correctly. So anyway, hope you guys have a good one, and we will see you on the next video.